Sports is a business, so you gotta understand it's not personal, it's more business, and you gotta be able to produce. When you stop producing, then it's like, what are you around for? So you gotta always keep that first and understand that. What's up, it's Shedeur Sanders, and I'm standing on business.
Shedeur Sanders is back making headlines. And it's not just because of his insane talent on the field. Rumors are heating up that his recent appearances rocking Nike gear are far from random. Many believe they're proof of a massive deal between him and the sports giant. At first, reports claimed Adidas tried to sign Shedeur, but the talks fell apart, opening the door for Nike to jump in and lock him down. Truth is, Shedeur Sanders has already been tied to Nike for over a year. But now, with his NFL spotlight getting bigger, that contract has exploded in value, driven by the hype and the star power of his growing public image.
What's up? Chillin', man, chillin'.
Shedeur Sanders showing off Nike gear isn't casual at all. He knows the game better than anyone else. He made history as the first player to secure a monster contract before even playing a snap in the NFL, and the numbers left people shocked. He hadn't stepped on an NFL field yet. Shedeur locked in a $125 million deal before officially joining the league. But the moment he suited up for his very first preseason game, Nike triggered the active player clause in his contract, instantly doubling the payout. Now, he's lined up to rake in a jaw-dropping $250 million over 4 years. And that's just the start. He's also getting 50% control of his own jersey sales, setting him up to be the highest-paid rookie in NFL history. Even though he didn't go in the first round of the draft like many predicted, Shedeur is already cashing in more than so-called top prospects like Cam Ward and Travis Hunter. Shedeur Sanders hasn't been shy about bragging on his business mindset, and it's obvious he's dominating not only on the field but also in the money game. Beyond his record-shattering Nike contract, Shedeur has stacked his portfolio with an apparel brand, his own barbecue sauce, a huge endorsement with EA Sports, and a massive partnership with Brady. That Brady deal alone pulls in nearly $75 million every year. Yet even with all these money moves, Shedeur's approach stays blunt and bold: dominate on the field and take over off it. His rise in both football and business proves he's not just an athlete. He's building an empire, and that kind of power is making a lot of people nervous.
What's up, it's Shedeur Sanders, and I'm standing on business.
So, what's the real secret behind all this success? It's prime equity. Shedeur's ability to land blockbuster endorsement deals comes straight from this groundbreaking clause introduced by Shedeur Sanders. Prime equity locks down an athlete's image rights, giving them full power over how they sell themselves. Normally, when players sign contracts, teams throw big money but still snatch the image rights, forcing athletes to ask permission for outside deals and hand over a cut. But Shedeur made sure that wasn't happening with Shedeur. With prime equity, Shedeur cashes in on endorsements, partnerships, and appearances, stacking wealth while staying focused on his career.
Joe Flacco ain't shit.
Nah, brother.
You might be shocked by the numbers, but here's the truth. This guy is pulling in massive profits off his image rights. And if that wasn't wild enough, Shedeur Sanders just made history as the first rookie to stack up a staggering $15 million in jersey sales before even playing an NFL game. This fifth-round pick has crushed every expectation and completely flipped the rookie market upside down. Despite all the critics running their mouths, Shedeur is shutting them down. He's not only proving his talent on the field, but he's also building one of the NFL's most powerful brands. And those jersey sales are only the beginning. Shedeur Sanders has also stepped in as an ambassador for AT&T. And in an interview with them, he didn't sugarcoat it. Sports is a business, and he's all about that money side of it. For him, it's not just about stepping on the field and grinding. It's about producing results and constantly investing in what really matters. Shedeur is the blueprint of a modern athlete who's also a sharp businessman. He didn't throw all his cash in one basket. Instead, he spread his money across multiple power plays. Off the field, he's making serious moves and proving he's building something big that others can't ignore.
Sports is a business, so you gotta understand it's not personal, it's more business, and you gotta be able to produce. When you stop producing, then it's like, what are you around for? So you gotta always keep that first and understand that.
Shedeur has proven he's more than just a football player. He's a straight-up marketing mastermind. These kinds of numbers are guaranteed to shake Cleveland as a whole, and you can bet the owners are paying attention. They've got to be thinking, this is the guy we need. If Shedeur steps on that field, he won't just bring his talent. He'll drag in fans, media attention, and a whole wave of hype. And with his image rights locked in under his control, he now holds serious leverage over the entire organization. He's in a rare position where he can push not only for a fatter contract but also for more playing time. The better Shedeur performs, the more untouchable his value becomes. And it's obvious he's already lining himself up for an even bigger deal in the future. With everything he's built, the Cleveland Browns aren't just looking at Shedeur as another player. They see him as a marketing goldmine. Reports say the team is now pushing hard to slide him in as the starter, over other options, because they know the massive PR wave he brings is just too big to ignore. Shedeur's presence on the field isn't just about how he plays, it's about the media frenzy, the fans he pulls in, and the flood of dollars pouring from endorsements and partnerships. The Browns know putting Shedeur under center could flip their entire franchise, not only on the scoreboard but in the business world too. He's rapidly turning into their biggest asset, and making him the face of the team isn't just likely, it's practically unavoidable.
I thought he was a solid B prospect, crazy accurate, bad offensive line in college, no run game, and against good teams was always productive without a lot of mistakes.
Shedeur believes in building businesses not just to stack money for himself, but also to give back to people who need it most. He sets aside a huge part of his earnings to support his community. His reaction to the tragic Rainbow apartment fire showed exactly how serious he is about making an impact. Shedeur knew simply cutting a check wouldn't cut it. He felt a bigger responsibility. In his own words, "It's way better for me to show up to the people myself, help them directly, and lift their spirits." For him, showing up in person and giving emotional support was just as important as writing a big check. This wasn't some random decision either. He even walked out of the prestigious ESPY ceremony, surrounded by the biggest names in sports, just so he could be with the people who needed him most. Shedeur Sanders later made headlines when he inked a groundbreaking deal with Nike, becoming one of the first athletes outside the NFL to lock down such a partnership. That moment marked the start of his shift from just a rising football star into a full-blown business powerhouse. Since then, Shedeur has turned his name into pure leverage, locking down huge endorsements, launching businesses, and building a brand that goes way beyond football. His portfolio includes deals with AT&T, EA Sports, and Brady, plus his own ventures like an apparel line and a barbecue sauce brand, all fueling his rise as one of the most marketable athletes in sports today. But what really separates Shedeur is his mentality. Even while pulling in millions through endorsements and business plays, he hasn't let money blind him to his purpose. He's made giving back a priority, putting a large part of his earnings toward helping people in need. His response to the Rainbow apartment fire, leaving a high-profile event to personally support the victims, proved his drive to make a real impact is more than just talk. Shedeur doesn't just want to be known as a successful athlete. He wants his success to inspire and lift others by balancing his business empire with a real commitment to his community. Shedeur Sanders is proving that athletes can dominate on the field while also using their platform for something bigger. But what do you think of Shedeur Sanders' wild journey so far? Does his mix of elite talent and sharp business moves set a brand new standard for athletes today? And when it comes to his community work, do you believe it's genuine leadership, or do you think other athletes should copy his playbook and turn their platforms into tools for social impact? With his non-stop focus on growing his brand while giving back, is Shedeur truly redefining what it means to be a modern sports icon? Drop your thoughts below. Shedeur Sanders is changing the game on and off the field. What's your take? Legend in the making or just hype? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates.